I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJShow After the Show podcast. What's up, y'all?
What's up, what's up?
All right, very close to this weekend. It is Thursday. Cannot wait. Very excited for it. Gonna be here before you know it. Of course, we'll give you the breakdown of all the cool stuff happening in South Florida this weekend. But with the weather the way it is, you can definitely find a lot of stuff, even if there's not a lot of events to entertain yourselves with.
Is it going to get wet this weekend, or is it going to be dry? Do you
What
know?
are we talking about?
Yeah.
Is it going to get wet this weekend?
Weather-wise, looks dry. But,
It looks dry. Okay.
Yeah, but who knows?
In your bedroom, is it going to get wet?
I mean,
Are you going to get it wet this weekend, Jay Bird? With that mystery girl?
how do I answer that question? Chat room, help me out.
Okay.
They want to know. Everybody wants to know.
To be quite honest with you, I think most of them are sick of this topic. They're like, oh, come on, please, let's talk about something else.
Nobody's saying that.
Okay. All right.
Being breadcrumbed is I've learned.
You are breadcrumbing us with this mystery woman, and we want more. You have figured out how to build a mystery over there.
Okay. Yes, will she show tonight at
Kevin.
a Beats in Royal Palm Beach?
I
at
offered
6?
I offered to drive you and come pick you up, but Denny said that you're riding with him.
Yeah, I'm riding with my side piece, Denny.
I would gladly come pick up you and your lovely lady from your pad. Just saying. I'm not drinking. I'll drive.
Oh, that's right. You're still on the wagon.
I am.
Wow, that's a long streak for you. I am
Yeah, it
deflecting.
is, yeah.
I'm changing the subject, but that is a long streak for you.
It really is. It's all about my, lower facelift. I'm still not completely healed, and so I just don't want to drink until I'm healed.
Who would have thought falling on your face could have been the best thing for you? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how life
I
works?
know, right?
I don't know. I would disagree about the best thing.
Do you think you'll return to your former glory, or are we going to see a new style Virginia when you emerge from this and start drinking again?
Oh no, I'll be back to my former glory as soon as I heal.
Well,
I'm
I
just
think
not
you were talking.
healed.
You were talking about therapy and all that stuff, and sitting down, and you had some deep moments. You also got people talking. You've been breadcrumbing your
talk about it around here.
mental, emotional issues.
I mean, yeah, everybody in my household is definitely, we've been going through a lot. And I think it's healthy when you're going through bad times not to drink. I've learned that over trial and error. I think you've seen some of my episodes.
Well, if you do get buzzed up and you've got some heavy shit on your brain
And you're sad.
and I'm not saying this happens every time, but yeah, sometimes the sad monster can come out, or just the monster can come out because you're dealing with all kind of shit.
Absolutely.
I mean, do I have to bring up the time when your friend died and you looked at the whole bar and go, "You ready to die?"
Yeah,
You
wow.
should not have been drinking that day.
I should not have been drinking that day. You are right. I now know I don't process sadness with alcohol well. I'm a celebratory alcoholic. I prefer to be party, fun, happy drinking. Sad does not work for me.
There's a part in Empire Strikes Back. I shouldn't even go. I shouldn't even start. I shouldn't even bring it up.
Yeah, why is that?
Because she's not going to get it, and no one's going to fucking get it, and it's a stupid reference. Kevin, you will get it.
Okay.
The part in Dagobah system.
Well, now
when-
we're in it. We might as well just ruin the podcast. Go.
That's the name of your podcast today. Japer ruins the podcast. ... again. No, it's when he goes into the cave, and Luke asks Yoda, "What is in that cave?" And Yoda goes, "What you bring with you." And it's basically, if you go into the cave and you have anger in you, you're going to get anger. You go into the
Gotcha.
cave and bring...
Take in your own baggage. It
Yeah.
amplifies what baggage you bring in.
That is true. So is
Okay.
the cave the bar?
I'm sorry.
Maybe I
Kevin.
don't get it. Maybe I'm trying to get it.
For a second there, I thought it was going to land.
It kind of did. You asked one too many questions.
Yeah.
Oh, know. Sorry for trying to pretend to be interested. Next time, I won't put on an act.
Basically, not the bar. The baggage is pretty much you brought into the. Shut the fuck up.
We did a raise your hand poll right before the end of the show.
Raise your hand, wreck your life.
Yeah, we don't have to wreck anybody's life, but half of us, Jaybird and Denny's, raised their hand about knowing a secret about a KVJ show member that would cause them difficulties if it were exposed.
Whoa.
Okay.
Who's it about?
I mean, I think. No, I really got nothing.
Well, it's, I mean, there's, 4 people that it could be about, and so, just you got to know who's got dirt on you. That's what I think is important about that question. Is like, okay, so I need to start paying off Bird and Denny's, maybe. Yeah, what's it going to take?
You better breadcrumb some cash their way.
Yeah, you're
When
right.
I do my tell-all vlog.
Yeah. 75% of us have been caught on a hot mic saying something that you wished you hadn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've got many instances. One of the ones that was not a good look for me. In fact, I was reminded of it because we had Leah in here, and she used to work for the American, I think it was Cancer
Society. Yeah, Light the Night.
Mm-hmm. And we did the Light the Night. It was, boy, when Virginia and I first got to town. And so
We were drunks.
we thought what a fun time it would be. We had an RV hookup, and the person's like, yeah, anytime you want an RV, let me know. So we got an RV. We took it out to Light the Night. It was
Which is supposed to be a reverent celebration of people battling cancer.
Right.
We looked at it as a chance to rage.
You guys were lit at night.
We were lit at night. So we had this RV. We were at Cardinal Newman High School, and that was one party-ass RV.
I think there was people dancing on the roof of it at one point.
This is at a high school.
On the top. Yeah.
And
It's like high school kids and their parents, and it's a walk for cancer. And we are raging like we're rushing for a frat.
And everybody is up because it's, Light the Night. So the high school kids love it because they get to stay up all night. And at midnight, they're like, hey, Kev, would you like to say something to fire up the crowd to keep everybody going? I shouldn't have because I've been drinking for 6 hours. And I remember being on the stage and I was like, all right, fire it up. And then I kind of blacked out, but my mouth was still moving. And then I kind of came to and I looked at the crowd and everybody was like,
It's the worst feeling.
and they came up and they kind of took the mic away from me. And I was like, what did I say? I don't even know. I was so hammered.
That's anxiety the next
Oh
morning.
my gosh. I don't know what I blathered. I must have said some horrific things because the expressions that I got as I came to, I was like, that was not good. So that's one of mine. I'm sure there are many other ones. Do you have one, Virginia? We had 75%. I think Denny's is the only one that didn't. Do you remember what yours was, Virginia?
I mean, there was that one KVJ live podcast where I was shitty. That was pretty embarrassing. I've also been drunk at remotes, drunk live, like from bars, doing call-ins. That's happened several times. Probably the worst one, though, was when Jay Bird and I didn't realize we were being recorded and it was going out over the video feed of our brand new
Oh, yeah, right.
podcast
capabilities. And we were just talking a gang of shit.
Well, so that's happened to us twice. The first time, people thought it was a setup because I think it was the birth of KVJ TV, and we had everything figured out, and we got into a epic fight during commercial break. That was
I know
broadcast.
a lot of your biggest fights happen way early in the show.
We like to get it out of the way early, so by 10 a.m. we're kumbaya, bitch.
I don't know. We do have the podcast. Don't come at me. I'm in a mood. That was
That was on the
Don't
podcast.
fuck with me.
I'm in a mood.
That was on the podcast.
I'm keeping it real.
It was an epic fight, and you had said that the police, your police friends, were
Yeah.
listening to it, going, "Holy shit, this is better than
That's
the
how I found out, yeah, because everybody at West Palm Police was watching. It's like, this is the best thing ever. And I didn't know what to do. You guys are just going at it like cats and dogs. And, like when those fights happen early, like, all right, do you keep the show going or how do you do this?
It was a long fight. It was
Yeah.
that was a good 3.5 minute. Well, fuck this.
Yeah. And I was like, and then, yeah, he's like, this is because I thought we were just off the air and whatever. And yeah, we didn't have it. So the cameras were picking up whatever was in the room.
Feels
and
a little
so
sabotage.
the whole fight was there. And if I remember right, too, you guys were saying some stuff about our boss. That came out of it.
We went in on everybody and each other.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, that was her. And he's like, oh yeah. And thankfully, it wasn't anything where anybody knew the technology to go back and watch it or anything like that. And nobody alerted our boss to it. But yeah, you guys,
our boss.
you did. Yeah. He got brought into it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That probably makes.
Yeah.
What was it? It wasn't the head boss.
No,
It
not
would
the
be
overall. Yeah.
I think I know who you're
it
talking.
was, yeah, because we have different layers of. We have a immediate supervisor, then somebody supervises him, and then you have the overall head.
We have
honcho.
layers of
At
people
least
that
that's
are
what we had at the time.
usually
yeah.
pissed at us.
I was talking shit.
No.
Oh.
Really?
Because you didn't talk shit about that guy.
I definitely talked shit about
It wasn't. I can just initial it, and I think you guys all.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we probably did.
Yeah.
I actually like that guy.
I do like that guy. I apologize.
I do too. I was more mad at Virginia. It was her fault.
Yeah, it was definitely my fault.
And then the other one that just, me and Virginia were on the same team on this one. I walked in, the show hadn't started yet, and I had an appearance the night before, and it was a shitty appearance. Just the way how everything. So I'm in here bitching, and you come down the hallway. As I'm walking out to go get something to drink, you go, "Are you in Virginia live right now on RMF? Shit talking, blah, blah, blah." I go, no. What are you talking about? The internet. Again, the internet fucked us. Somebody
They reset the cameras that were these cameras right here, and these have mics in them, right? So when they
Yeah.
reset them, the mics became reactivated. So we were streaming live
Right.
on our app for the entire morning.
Oh,
and I was
wow.
motherfucking a client.
And he was talking the whole
But I
time.
was saying it
gosh.
just like that. Like we were in
Oh,
the.
fuck them. They deserved it.
That's exactly how we were talking. That's exactly what we were saying. And it was all going on.
Somebody texted in like a transcript of what you were saying, and we go, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
They wrote it down.
Yeah, they texted a line from it,
Well, I was in
and I
here-
go, "How long ago did we say that?"
I was talking like a trucker.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, did that go over the WRMF
So
airwaves?
fortunately, it did not go over the airwaves. It went over the app waves.
That's what I got nervous about. If it's on the internet.
Oh, that'd be so entertaining, though. If I was
my
tuning in,
I
somebody
think
like,
somebody
"They have no idea."
texted you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
And
that's-
I think you texted. You came
Yeah.
down or texted us about it, and we were like, "What?"
you were bigger back then, and I could hear your. I'm going, oh shit, what's going on? That sounds like a different kind of walk to me.
He's walking mad.
Yeah, well, we didn't figure it out. None of us knew that that was even possible.
It took a while for us to actually
We were
crack
like,
the
wait,
code.
what?
It was about 7:10 in the morning, and Denny goes, "No, man, everything's good. It did not go over the air. I promise."
Yes.
'Cause I couldn't believe it.
That's scary. When you think it went over the air.
One F-bomb, maybe you can. I mean, it was F-bomb this, F-bomb that. If that would have been over the air.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's just, you know what? You just take your headphones and go home. Yeah, like,
It's been
just-
nice knowing you.
Yeah, it was a great career, but
We had a good run, guys.
had to end sometime. Do you have a different hot mic moment, Jay Bird, or do we cover it?
Those are, I mean, the other time that was kind of similar to you when you're talking to an audience, I didn't know I had an event. They double booked me at station number 1. So we're at Blue Martini doing an event. We're all having drinking, having a great time. And our salesperson comes up and goes, "You ready to go?" I go, "Go where?" "You have to go host a middle school dance." I go, "What?"
Oh, wow.
I'm in the bag. I go,
Oh,
and she's
wow.
getting all mad because we didn't talk about it on the air.
Oh,
I'm like, why are we double
no.
booked? So I was on the microphone. I was just trying to entertain the kids. I go, "What's going on?" I was feeling it. They're
Yeah.
all cheering. I go,
Yeah.
"You know what? Just storm the stage." The whole school storms the stage.
Oh, yes.
Wrecks equipment. It was, the principal wanted to fucking kill me. Still does, I've heard.
Oh, that's
I've
amazing.
heard there's a principal out there in Palm Beach County that wants my head on a stick. Hates my guts. She still curses my
All
name.
these years later, huh?
I was only trying to have fun, but when I
Yeah.
look at the logistics of it, you don't
Right.
want the entire middle school storming a stage.
We get it,
Those kids,
but
they had fun though.
those kids, that's a core memory.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
No, every adult in the go, "What is this guy on?" A lot of cocktails.
A lot of cocktails. So everybody but me has driven a car over 100 miles an hour. Okay. I've hit 90. I don't think I've hit the triple, though. So that's impressive.
Yeah, my father used to do insurance for a race car team, so we got to go out to the track a lot. And one of the things he did was Skip Barber's School of Racing, if you ever heard of that. And so we were going there, and he was doing a meeting and stuff, and they asked if we wanted to drive. It was a Dodge Viper. It was right when it came out, that really cool car from like 1990, had to be like 99, right? That came out?
Yeah, Dodge Viper.
But it was on a racetrack, and they let us take it around the loop. They let a bunch of us take it around. So.
Okay.
Nice.
You brought up insurance right there for a second. Could you tell me that cool insurance story you're telling there?
I'm not going to do it to the people. I tell one insurance story, people still talk about it.
Yeah, right. That'll be his legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the insurance guy?
Someone did. I'll come up to at the Rust Market in Lake Park. What's up, Danny? Hey, tell us one of them shitty insurance stories.
It's tough to make entertaining, but it is informative.
You're right. One story.
Oh, one time.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Half of us have hooked up with a neighbor. That would be Jaybird and Denny's. Okay, Jaybird, you said it was a terrible idea.
Only because it didn't work out and it was awkward. I mean, she was literally right next door. If I hit the wall of my kitchen, she would hear it. We were connected that way.
Right. So when it goes south,
I bet you were connected.
Very nice person. But it just didn't work out. So I'd come home from the grocery store and have all my ice cream, and she'd just pull in. And she'd have to walk up the stairs and have to sit in my car for a little bit, let the ice cream melt.
Oh man!
Until she got into her hut.
That's rough. And Denny's for you?
Yeah, I hooked up with my upstairs neighbor in college. It was at a party that they were throwing. I didn't even really ever talk to him, and they invited me up to a party, so I went up there and ended up hooking up, which turned out to be bad because I started dating somebody maybe 2 weeks later. And so it was kind of awkward because every time I came home, kind of the same thing where I'd have to wait.
Okay.
But anyway, so she ended up moving out, but since our relationship didn't work, the girl that she was living with, her roommate, hated me. Because I guess we hooked up and then never ever continued anything. Well, so anyway, later I got in trouble for a possession charge when I was in college.
What?
And I had to do, I know, shocking. I had to do one of those, like, you have to go to those classes and stuff. You have to, so I coincidentally went to the class, and the person assigned to me was my upstairs neighbor. She was the counselor I got assigned to, and she hated me. So she put me on the most severe one that you could get. I had to go to rehab stuff for a year straight.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
This is for marijuana.
She was mad.
Marijuana possession charge.
Because you loved her and left her.
She was, and she was friends with, so it was bad. But yeah, I did my time. I served my time.
Okay.
But, yeah, I would definitely never, ever suggest hooking up with anyone that lives anywhere near you.
Yeah, because when I moved away, all of a sudden, every event we had, she was somehow involved in the event. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible luck. So I would see her even after I moved.
Ooh,
so it was uncomfortable.
That would be uncomfortable. All of us have been fired from a job. In fact, 3 of us were fired together. The only time I've ever been fired in my life was from hits in Miami. That's the only job I've ever been fired from.
Technically, Denny's got fired with us too because he was working. He came with us. He got fired.
Yeah.
In fact, did you have a job longer than we did?
I did. I actually continued to work there just a little bit longer than you
I was going to say, I thought,
They didn't fire me until like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I didn't
They were
think
like,
you
why
walked
is he
right
still
out with
here?
us.
Yeah, what's this KVJ residual doing here?
Yeah. So did you guys, how many jobs you been fired from, Virginia?
Gosh, I know it's more than like that, and I know I got fired from Live 95 in Biloxi, Mississippi for mouthing off.
Yeah.
But then everybody else got fired 2 weeks later, so it was coming anyway for everybody.
Okay.
They just did me first because I was so lippy. And I think that might be. No, I got fired from a job at LSU. I was working on campus, and I got fired from that job because I wasn't really good at it, and I didn't show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was like working in the commissary. Like, ugh.
How many jobs you been fired from, Bird?
2 other ones. One was I was a teacher assistant for third grade school or a third grade class. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they fired me. Just a grade in the school.
Third grade school.
So I had a bad week one week. My car blew up in the parking lot. I was driving my Hulk Hogan station wagon.
Okay.
And it caught on fire in the parking lot. And that just, I don't know, rubbed the principal the wrong way. So I'm already on the radar.
Okay. Yeah. Who is this guy?
Yes.
The car on fire.
And then I was making some of the kids laugh, and one of the teachers was talking shit, so the other teacher said, "Stop making the kids laugh." The other teacher getting annoyed. I'm like, "All right, I'll stop fucking having moments with the kids." And then they asked me to do copies, and I did not come back with good copies. I came back with a bunch of papers that kind of looked like this. Like
They're all crumpled up.
I had a little tough time with the copy machine. I got a call from the principal. Jason, I don't think this is working out. Fired my ass over the phone. And then at the Limited.
Okay.
The female clothing store.
Folding shirts, bruh.
I think I got fired because of folding. I was a good sweeper. Folding was not my strong suit, and it really bothered one of the managers to where she was a dick to me. And then I was in a mood, and she said some shit to me, and I snapped back at her.
You kept it real.
I kept it real. It's like I was on her shit list, and it ended.
It's gone.
But then I went, fuck you, I went to the Limited too.
Yeah.
And showed them.
Yeah.
Where the girls are younger and hotter.
No, stop that. That's fuck you.
Then from there he went to Barely Legal.
Then he went to Gymboree.
barely 21.
And Claire's.
Claire's.
He just kept working his way down.
I got fired from Best Buy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was a big partier in that time. And sometimes we'd have to go there so early. So I used to. There was in that Magnolia section. They had the theater section.
It's the fancy sound system. Yeah.
Fancy TVs, fancy sound. They had this giant ottoman in the middle. And one day we found out it was hollow, and underneath it was hollow. So we used to climb under there and sleep.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
is pretty
or
smart, actually.
we would work in the warehouse sometimes, and we would stack boxes, and we would sleep behind them, and then just take them down when we were done sleeping.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But if you get caught, they fire you for that.
Were you the one that worked at there and threw up in the plant?
Yeah. That didn't get me fired though. It definitely put me on the list of people to watch though.
He puked in a plant because he was hungover.
I was so hungover, and I was trying to walk to the bathroom, so I was making a beeline for it, and this couple grabs me to ask me questions about TVs, and I was like, I'll get somebody for you. And they're like, well, no, we can't find a price. I'm like, oh, it's right there. They're like, yeah, but it's the wrong price. I was like, I can definitely get you somebody for this. And the lady's like, well, can't you just tell us the price? Can't you just scan this? I was like, 1 second, and I just vomited in this plant. I was like, so which TV are we looking at? The crappy part is I was right by the bathroom where there's a camera aimed right at me, so it was all on camera.
Gosh, I love this.
So when I got yelled at, the guy's like, so you threw? I was like, I don't know if I threw up in a plant. And then he's just like, click.
Here's the video.
I was like, well, so I mean, that was
Best Buy. Of course they got cameras everywhere. It's what they do.
yeah, you're right.
The cop tries to tell the person they did it. I didn't do that crap.
Yeah.
Well, here's the video.
Well, here's a video of you throwing up in a plant. I was like, well, throw up's a little bit of exaggeration.
Mad respect, though, because you puked and rallied, and you puked and then still tried to give good customer service.
I tried. I told him multiple times. I was telling him I'll get him somebody.
Could you imagine a service rep? They pause you and then they barf in the plane. They're like going, okay, and then and you're like, what?
I was like, so which TV are we looking at?
I still feel like Best Buy.
Nah, but you feel great after you throw up.
You do.
I felt fantastic.
You're ready to go
Did
now.
did they hit a buy?
No, they did not enjoy that experience. They reported me immediately.
Too bad. Losers.
Fired like
Wow.
Well,
2 weeks later.
teetotalers.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is great.
Not fun people.
No. Okay, well, worth it. All right, there you go. Thank God we're all doing what we do. So there you go. I guess it's just all meant to be.
Yeah.
You do run with quite a crew.
This is the only
a crew.
place we could be employed.
Feels like that.
Show me another job we're qualified for. I'll wait.
All of us have a horrific throw-up story. I don't think everyone does.
Horrific.
I'm talking
Oh, I have
publicly.
worse than that one too. So many throw-up stories.
Very barfy crew.
Public.
A lot of barfiness. We'd got an email from Rose talking about cameras, and earlier we'd had a mom that was sad because her 4-year-old doesn't seem to have any friends at preschool. When she shows up, she's always just kind of sitting by herself, playing alone, that kind of stuff. Just a reminder that most of your preschools now, Rose is in New Jersey. She's a teacher there. And she said, yeah, we have cameras in the classrooms. Parents can monitor their kids throughout the day. So you can see how she's interacting and see if the teacher gives your child options and opportunities to interact with other kids. And if not, you can say, hey, I was able to check out a little bit of the class today. And is there anything you can do to try to work my daughter into, interacting with other kids? We're trying to get her to get some friends, and she doesn't really have any yet. So that's one thing she said. interesting little thing.
But be sweet though in your approach. Just you get a lot more honey with these teachers and preschooler teachers with honey than you do with vinegar.
Well said.
Did that come out wrong?
The ball's on me talking about.
I've learned. Don't come at these teachers aggressive. Come at them sweet.
You've learned because you've gone aggressive.
I learned because I wanted to fist fight Magnolia's kindergarten teacher, and then we almost did, and then she retired.
Oh, I remember that. Remember that run?
We sent that bitch out of the business.
Virginia, I mean, you got on the mic, and there's no way they did not get back to her.
Oh, I know it got back to her because she kept glaring at me at the assembly the week after I said it.
So she definitely hates.
She definitely hated me.
And hate listens.
And hate listens. Oh, I've got a constituency of hate listeners. Hey, y'all, what's going on?
Look,
Makes up half our ratings.
Thanks for keeping the numbers up. Thanks for keeping the lights
our
on.
ratings.
Yes, so the hatings.
Tell your friends.
Look, I don't give a shit as long as they're listening.
That's right.
Amen. Download the download.
And a little piece of information for your son, Rocco. He loves the capybaras that are out there, that cute little animal.
He is obsessed with capybaras. We haven't had one, like a physical encounter yet. He just loves the idea of the capybara.
Yeah, well, Drew had said with his son Colton, there's a capybara experience at Wild, Florida. It's just north of Okeechobee in the middle of the state. It lasts about an hour, and you get to feed them and pet them and hold them.
Oh, I
Are
want to
they
go.
sweet? They look so sweet
They
in
do
the
look
videos.
gentle.
Yep. Yes. They also have a sloth experience and gators and snakes. It's called Wild, Florida. You can check it out. Thank you,
Shit,
Drew and
yeah.
Judah.
That sounds great.
I love it.
Okay. And Lena with some information for you about the hip replacement Jaybird. She said her mom had one at the age of 86 after getting hit by a Walmart shopping cart.
Oh, damn.
I hope you got that Tracy Morgan money after that.
He got hit by an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
A little different.
Then a cart, yeah, a shopping cart.
Walmart 18-wheeler pays. Shopping cart, not so much.
Said she was dancing within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I will be trying to dance in 2 weeks. They just said be prepared for about 2 weeks of not being completely yourself. But they say I'll be up and about. It's not like I'm going to be hiding out in a cave.
Good.
I think the first 2 days just give me a little bit of, I'm going to play it by ear. Monday, you'll be able to talk to me on the phone because my operation's during the show. So I
Okay.
can, and then on Tuesday,
Yeah.
we can set something up at my house.
Yeah.
A
love that.
broadcast, or maybe my ass shows up on Tuesday.
Do you go home that day,
Yeah.
and so you'll spend that night in your bed?
Yep.
Wow. It's outpatient that day.
It is, yeah. That's what they told me.
Dang.
That's
I'm
impressive.
going to have a walker, I think, for the first week. I think a cane for the second. Then I think I'm on my feet the third.
Okay.
Yeah, but I might keep that cane because that cane's going to be looking awesome.
Kane is kind of badass.
It's got to make sure I don't blow it. I want to bedazzle it, Denny.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that men are a bit more of a pussy than women when it comes to this surgery.
When it comes to anything medically,
Does
I
that turn this
think.
into a gender war?
A man has a cold and wants to call hospice.
But they're right. I am a pussy.
I'm such a bitch when I get a cold. I really am.
I am a bitch when I get a cold.
She did say to lay off the heavy pain meds and hit the weed instead.
Yeah, I'm not a big pain med guy. They make me awfully nauseous.
Everybody's talking about how weed is way better than pain meds.
Well, to me, they're just different game. It's just a completely different game. One makes you, the other one makes you, in my opinion, a little goofy in the head.
But will the weed actually stop the pain like the opioid does?
I don't think it's anywhere near as extreme. I think it takes your mind off the pain.
Yeah.
I find it helps you manage it a little bit, but I don't think it those will definitely knock the pain out completely.
Yeah, I think a couple things. One, I had heard they had a report about how they did research on how just regular over-the-counter pain meds are just about as effective as the opioids. And then I think I did see, too, that they've actually finally manufactured the opioid so it's non-addictive.
So the problem I have with the painkillers is they've never taken away the pain. I still feel the pain, and now I'm on this crazy fucking ride mentally, emotionally. They almost make me overly emotional. I don't like pain pills at all.
Yeah. Talking nausea, Stephanie said my husband and I both got food poisoning over the weekend. I took him out for a day, but I was down for it. It took him a day, but I was down for 3.
What'd y'all eat? Y'all both got it from the same food?
It says we went to the restaurant Saturday morning. We had about 5 apps. We both ate them. The symptoms hit Sunday night / Monday morning. My poor mom, who got the gift card for us, actually called the place and asked if anybody else had called about being sick. Of course, they told her no, but what kind of checking does the restaurant actually do on that? I know Virginia is somewhat of a restaurant connoisseur, so maybe she has some answers. I'm not going to call out the place because if you think about it, you don't really have any way of knowing for sure that that's what it was.
You don't. And you also don't know, like, who did it. Along the line, it could have been, the prep cook. It could have been expired food. It could, there's so many different people that the blame could fall on in the restaurant. And the management team might not even know about it.
And I know food poisoning is kind of common, but I tell you what, nothing will drop you quicker than food poisoning. It is awful.
Yeah.
Being nauseous and not being able to get up, the only thing you're doing to get up is throw up. It's just, you can't keep anything down. It's rough.
Yeah, there's a story that's going on right now. A family of 4 went to the Dominican Republic, and they went to, whatever the resort was, had dinner, and then I think it was even that night, they just all were deathly ill. In fact, they were so bad they couldn't even make it to the bathroom. And they called the front desk, got a hold of them, and they didn't do anything to help them out. And I think the dad wound up calling back later. And it was the next day they finally came and wheeled them out. But it was 2 of them died from it. Now they're suing the resort. I did not know you could die from food poisoning, but I think that's what the case is.
Would it be dehydration that they died from? Maybe one of the side effects of it?
I don't know. I'd never heard of that, but it's
maybe that was a poisoning.
Yeah, that could actually.
That might be a next level.
And I think you can get a fever on food poisoning. So can't you?
Oh, yeah.
So if you have what if they had a fever of 104 and they didn't realize that and they're just struggling and they flat out died?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So
Damn.
I'd seen that story a couple of days, maybe last week. I'd seen it on the news. They were talking to the dad, and I think maybe it was his wife and son died, something like that.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It is, and then I saw today. Now he's suing. So.
Oh, I think you'll probably have a case there.
Yeah, I don't know what happens when you go international with it. What
yeah.
that looks like, suing a place in the Dominican. But, yeah, best of luck to them.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. You ever done, photo scavenger hunts? It's kind of a fun little thing.
Yeah. Bamboozle is that. The Little
Right.
Smiles one that is coming up in August, downtown West Palm Beach. They encourage you to take pictures with your whole group with all kinds of different things up and down the street.
If you have a fun group, that's a fantastic event. But if you're doing it with people you don't like, you're not going to have that much fun.
Well, you put your own little team together and you drink and you go from bar to bar. That's just fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, what we got here is Joel had sent this to us. I think we were talking about things from your childhood that have just disappeared, and the payphone thing had come up. And he sent us one. He found a payphone.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
where's that?
Where is that?
Even that building looks old-timey.
I know, yeah. I think that's kind of like the old Florida town in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So it's right kind of just on the New River. It's just west of the train tracks, if you know where they go, right there, kind of along the strip.
Does that phone work?
What's that?
Does that phone work?
I don't know.
Call it.
He's got a,
What's
got
the
a
number
photo
of
of
that
him
phone?
on it, so I don't know. I mean, if it's still working.
I like this
or not.
guy's act.
He's a Def Leppard fan. Stereo
Yeah, he is.
like that.
Man, if anyone knows a place like that looks like that where we could film, please let us know.
Yeah, because I looked at it, I'm like, well, I think that's the little old Florida area right in there. And that might be the King Cromartie house that is right there in Fort Lauderdale in that area. It looks like the same. And, of course, my phone is not cooperating. But if it did, I was checking it out a second ago. And, it reminds me of the Stranahan House area that they have at the South Florida Fairgrounds.
Yes. Right there in the old yesteryear village.
Yes. And if my phone didn't suck ass, I pulled up because when I was checking it earlier, like that, if you go in that house, they had an old-ass creepy doll in there.
Oh.
Remember when we were in the Stranahan house?
I do.
And they had that horrific-looking doll?
Yes.
There was right there. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, this is kind of like right on that same level of it.
Of creepy.
Yeah. I think I've got it now here if you're watching. There's a couple, but yeah, that one right there.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Jeez,
that's a
terrifying.
Yeah,
creepy doll.
old-timey dolls are just, yeah.
I know.
They're made of wood and stuff.
I'm pretty fortunate because I got an old, creepy, timey doll connection that I get them for super, super cheap. I know it sounds like I'm bragging.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. That's all right. Show your flex there.
But I do. I love creepy dolls.
Yeah, so they got some of those. I think that's what it is. Just a couple old little buildings, and it's kind of like they have like Stranahan houses not too far from there off the New River.
Could you have a creepy doll at your house, or would that fuck with you too much? If it was out in the open and every time you went to go pee or something, you had to look at it.
I wouldn't have it out and display it. That I wouldn't. But I had that one time. My grandma Beulah had gotten a baby that was a replica of me. Baby Kevin, remember that thing?
do.
Yeah,
Yes.
just been out for a
Horrifying.
couple
Baby
stunts.
Kevin was awesome.
Yeah, and it looked like a baby version of me. It was so weird.
But it did, but it didn't.
And
But
then
it was weird,
She
man.
would be cradling it and
She would.
breastfeeding it.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It looked like a baby, but it kind of didn't look like it was weird.
Well, my
man.
grandma sent me photos because when she went to go get it, they take you when you buy this doll and they put her in kind of like a new maternity section. And so they bring the doll to her and she was acting like she was like breastfeeding it or something. And she sent me a photo. I'm like, Grandma, what is the hell are you doing?
I don't think I knew that.
Oh,
part.
Oh, yeah. She had a photo. She's like cradling the baby. And I'm like,
Grandma's trolling you. That's awesome.
I'm like, Grandma, this weirds me out so much.
You hope she's trolling you and she doesn't,
No, I think she was dead serious. 'Cause she's not a trolly kind of person. I'm like, Grandma, that's really weird.
highly disturbing.
That was
Did she
highly
take her
disturbing.
nipple out? Do you know?
No, I don't
Okay.
think we had any exposed granny nipples.
She
but-
wants to push it till it gets super weird.
yeah, no, we didn't get to that level, but it was weird enough.
That's a photo op if she did.
Yep. And a quick shout out to Steven, the school bus driver. He popped by yesterday and took a photo with us.
Oh, he was
So,
awesome.
yeah, I
he
think
was so cool.
I think he does listen to the podcast stuff. So if you are, what up? It's great meeting you yesterday. So thanks so much for popping in. We appreciate it. All right, there you go. That is it for us. We got one more day to the weekend. Going to turn it loose for the Friday KVJ show. Hope to see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.